Black marriages in the 1940s were not just unions. They were fortresses built on traditions today's generation has never seen. What kept couples together went far deeper than love alone. Here are 25 secrets from the 1940s that Black people who lived through this era will never forget. Seeing marriage announcements read from the pulpit for weeks before the wedding was how Black communities in the 1940s celebrated unions before they even happened. Preachers would stand before the congregation and announce that Brother Johnson intended to marry Sister Williams, giving the community time to offer blessings, advice, and wisdom. These announcements were not just formalities. They were public declarations that brought families together and made the marriage a community event. Young couples knew their commitment was witnessed by everyone who mattered, and that knowledge carried weight. The weeks leading up to the wedding became a time of preparation for the entire church family. Elders would pull the groom aside after service to share wisdom about providing for a family. Older women would visit the bride to teach her recipes and household skills. By the wedding day, the couple had been wrapped in a network of support that would follow them for decades. Courting on front porches under the watchful eyes of parents and neighbors was the foundation of Black romance in the 1940s. Young men who wanted to pursue a young woman had to sit on her family's porch in plain view of everyone, their intentions clear and their behavior impeccable. There was no sneaking around, no secret meetings, and no rushing into anything physical. The porch became a testing ground where character was revealed through conversation, patience, and respect. Parents observed how a young man treated their daughter and whether he showed up when he said he would. Neighbors noticed too, and word traveled fast if someone acted out of line. This public courtship built trust between families before any wedding was discussed. Young women learned to expect respect because they had never known anything else. Young men understood that earning a woman's hand meant earning her family's approval first. The front porch was where marriages began with accountability and intention. Wearing matching outfits and Sunday best as signs of marital pride was a tradition Black couples in the 1940s took seriously. Husbands and wives coordinated their clothing for church and community events, showing the world they belonged to each other. It was not about vanity, it was about presenting a united front and honoring the institution of marriage. A well-dressed couple walking into church together made a statement about their home and their commitment. Wives spent hours pressing their husbands' suits to make sure every detail was perfect. Husbands made sure their wives had the best dresses they could afford, even if it meant sacrificing other things. The attention to appearance reflected the attention they gave their marriage. Looking good together meant they were doing well together, and the community recognized those signals. For Black couples navigating a world that often denied them dignity, dressing with pride was an act of resistance and love. Having extended family living under one roof was not unusual for Black couples in the 1940s. It was expected as a source of strength. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins often shared homes with newlyweds, creating households where young marriages were surrounded by wisdom. When disagreements arose between husband and wife, elders nearby had seen it all before and could offer perspective. When money was tight, the burden was shared. Young wives learned to run a household by watching their mothers and grandmothers work together in the same kitchen. Young husbands saw daily examples of how men were meant to treat their families. This communal living meant no couple was ever truly isolated in their struggles. Privacy was limited, but so was the loneliness that can destroy marriages. Children grew up with multiple generations teaching them what commitment looked like. The extended family was not an intrusion. It was scaffolding that held young marriages together. The Wives Savings Club at church was a tradition that helped young Black couples build their futures in the 1940s. Women gathered weekly, each contributing small amounts that would be given to one member on a rotating basis. These clubs provided financial stability that banks often denied Black families. Wives used savings to furnish homes, buy necessities, and create emergency funds that protected their marriages from disaster. The clubs were also places where women shared advice about managing households and supporting husbands through difficult times. Older women mentored younger ones, passing down wisdom that had kept their own marriages intact for decades. The discipline of saving together taught wives financial skills that benefited entire families. Husbands trusted their wives with money because they saw the results firsthand. The Savings Club was more than economics. It was sisterhood, education, and a safety net woven by women who understood that strong marriages needed strong foundations. Husbands walking their wives to work every morning was a sign of devotion that Black couples in the 1940s understood deeply. Many Black women worked as domestics in white households, leaving before dawn and returning after dark. Their husbands would rise early to walk them to the bus stop or all the way to their employer's door, ensuring their safety in a world that often treated Black women with cruelty. This daily ritual was about more than protection. It was a husband's way of saying that his wife's labor mattered and that her dignity deserved to be guarded. The walks gave couples time to talk, to plan, and to stay connected despite exhausting work schedules. Neighbors who saw these couples walking together every morning knew they were witnessing something sacred. The husband who showed up rain or shine proved his reliability in ways that speeches and promises never could. These morning walks built trust and reminded both partners that marriage was something you did every single day. Sharing meals with neighbors was a practice that strengthened Black marriages in the 1940s by weaving couples into their communities. Sunday dinners often included extended family and neighbors who brought dishes to share, turning meals into celebrations of abundance. These gatherings created accountability because couples knew their neighbors were paying attention to how they treated each other. A husband who was kind at the dinner table was likely kind at home. A wife who spoke respectfully of her husband in front of guests was honoring her marriage publicly. The shared meals also reduced the isolation that can poison relationships. Couples saw other marriages up close, learning what worked and what did not. They borrowed recipes, shared stories, and built friendships that provided support during hard times. The dinner table became a classroom where younger couples observed how elders interact after decades together. Breaking bread was never just about food. It was about building bonds that made the whole community stronger. The unwritten rule that married couples never aired grievances publicly was taken seriously in Black communities during the 1940s. This rule was a commitment to privacy. What happened between a husband and wife stayed between them, and anyone who violated this code faced judgment. This was not about hiding abuse or pretending problems did not exist. It was about protecting the dignity of the marriage and working through issues privately before involving outsiders. Couples understood that once you started complaining about your spouse to others, you invited opinions that could do more harm than good. Wives talked to their mothers or trusted church sisters only when they truly needed guidance. Husbands sought counsel from elders who could help them see their own failures rather than just validating frustrations. This commitment to privacy created space for forgiveness and growth that public airing would have destroyed. Marriages survived conflicts that might have ended them if everyone in town had known every detail. The marriage bed was a sacred space with handmade quilts from mothers, a tradition that carried deep meaning for Black couples in the 1940s. When a daughter married, her mother or grandmother would present her with a quilt made specifically for her marriage bed. These quilts were not just coverings. They were blessings stitched with prayers, hopes, and wisdom. Every patch told a story, and the hands that made them had smooth blankets over children, nursed the sick, and held husbands through grief. Brides understood they were being wrapped in their family's love every night. The quilt represented the continuity of generations and the expectation that this new marriage would add to that legacy. Husbands respected these quilts because they knew what they meant. The bed covered by that handmade blanket was where children would be conceived, where whispered conversations would happen, and where the intimacy of marriage would unfold. That sacred space was protected by the love sewn into every thread. That's it. Wives who worked domestic jobs while funding their husbands' dreams were a reality that defined many Black marriages in the 1940s. Women spent long hours cooking, cleaning, and caring for white families so their husbands could pursue education, start businesses, or save for homes. This was not resentment or sacrifice alone. It was partnership in its truest form. These wives believed in their husband's potential and invested their labor in making that potential real. Husbands who received this support understood the weight of what their wives were doing and worked twice as hard to honor that investment. Many Black professionals of that era owed their success to wives who had scrubbed floors for years while their husbands studied or saved. The arrangement required trust, communication, and a shared vision of a future that would benefit both. When success finally came, it belonged to the marriage, not just the husband. These wives were not behind their husbands. They were beside them every step of the way. Church mothers pulling newlywed brides aside after service was a tradition.
All right, most on Christ. Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shakatham to the brothers, Yahweh Shema Shema Shah to the sisters. Preaching over self 5,000 Shalai Yala. Represent the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, kind of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And today is the Brotherhood class. And we all know that brotherhood is synonymous with sisterhood. So let's give it up for the brothers and the sisters real quick. Glad we made it through another week here. A lot going on. A lot going on in the world. What y'all? How y'all brothers was doing? How y'all holding up?
Time to watch, sir.
What's new in the news? What's going on out there? I know some drama going on. The Venezuelan president got kidnapped and all of that. And trying to bring him up on charges, and I know there's been some shootings going on.
Right.
Salakia, the American president say no international laws pertain to him.
Oh well, we know that he is a Caucasian man, so we know that he's big on that. So he's not the laws of the land apply to him in his mind. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I don't mind this guy being the president, because he just speaks his truth. He gonna say it. He ain't hiding it. He's not denying it. He ain't lying. Well, he might be delusional, but he gonna keep it white. You know what I'm saying? That's what he definitely gonna do. Shaw, you want to say something?
Oh, this Donald Trump, man, he's a warmonger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
He wants to take over Greenland.
Yeah.
And I heard that he wants to even take over Canada.
I'm not surprised. He had made a statement about Greenland, and I can't recall which country claims they own it. I can't remember. But he said just because a boat landed there 500 years ago, don't make them the owners of that land.
Right.
But I know a boat landed here 500 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And with our brothers and sisters, Native Americans that were already here. And when that boat landed, they made it their country, and still to this day,
right,
is their country. You understand what I'm saying? The people the Caucasian man who landed here with that ship. So for Donald Trump to make that statement show the hypocrisy, you know what I'm saying, and the lack of just care. You understand?
Right.
Just like he's bringing the Venezuelan president up on these charges, or whatever the case may be, and he is a 36 count felon. You know what I'm saying? He's an absolute felon, no denying it at all. You understand? So this is the typical characteristics of this oppressor that we under. You know what I'm saying? Praza, you want to say something?
Oh, Salaki, sir. He pretty much he's talking about just the trade routes of Greenland with Russia
Right.
and China.
Uh-huh.
So he wanted to just bombard, even though Greenland is a country and people live on Greenland. People live, it's the government of Greenland.
Right.
But you want to take over that for trading routes. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, listen, that's this man has died. This not just him. He can't help it. It's in his blood to be absolutely diabolical, a hypocrite, to be he's the most profane thing. Him and his race are just profane and nasty. They got all the receipts in the world of being nasty and evil. You understand what I'm saying? Nasty and evil, hypocritical, so forth and so on. You understand? Now, I'm glad brothers is bringing that up, because just in regards to that, the same characteristics that this oppressor has, right? We're talking about Donald Trump, but he's not the only one. There's plenty of other oppressors that share his sentiment. You understand? They have this very proud, this proud look about them, this proud act about them. You know what I'm saying? They just feel that they are privileged, which they are. They feel that they have they just can do things the way they want to do it. Now, if you understand, a Caucasian lady just got killed by ICE, right?
Right.
A few days ago, and now the country is in an uproar because of the ICE agents who have unalived this white woman. Now, we don't celebrate any type of murders or anything of that nature. We don't celebrate it. But with this one, we're not going to mourn it either.
Right.
Because, we can't forget about Sandra Bland and the other numerous sisters that have been unalived by the police. I can't remember the sister's name. I believe she was in Kentucky, where the police kicked in the wrong door and killed her, and her boyfriend, her husband, shot back at the police. They arrested him. You know what I'm saying? He had to go through all of that. You know what I mean? I can't remember the sister's name, but there are plenty of sisters out there. There's been so many where sisters have been unalived by the police numerous times, on numerous occasions, for over 400 years. You know what I'm saying? Our sisters have suffered at the hands of this oppressor. But now that the oppressor has showed his true colors and has exposed his murderous attitude, his murderous instincts, now we want to go up in an uproar now that a Caucasian woman has fell at the hands of her own brothers and sisters. Pratazak?
oh, so like it's delete or unalive.
Yeah.
Can't see that. Yeah, I know.
It's
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So now that she's been unalived, then now everybody's up in the uproar. You know what I'm saying? Which once again proves the point of the hypocrisy and the care that Caucasians have for each other. You understand? The care that these other nations have for each other, because when it's us, they can care less.
Right.
Now, what the hell does that got to do with brothers and sisters have a moral union?
That's right.
This is the brotherhood class and the sisterhood class, and today we're going to touch on marriages. You understand? I think brothers and sisters have lost their moral compass when it comes to marriage, and when it comes to a union. What do I mean by marriage? I'm not speaking about walking down the aisle, getting a ring, and signing some type of paperwork. That's not considered marriage. Adam and Steve can do that. Bob and Tom can do that. You know what I'm saying? Jacqueline and Karen could do that. It could be some unlawful, nasty, fornicating situation where they could go get a marriage license and be respected like a man and a woman can. But according to the Most High God, marriage is when you decide to live with that man or that woman. You understand? And you're bound to that union forever. You understand? Now, this society that we live in, the oppressor that we're under, has infiltrated our families and has destroyed our families, have gave us devices to where we can't stick together, and we forget that our husbands and our wives are our brothers and sisters.
Right.
You understand? Where and now people say, "Oh, that's nasty. What is that, incest?" Not to the ignorant mind, maybe they may think something like that, but before it became your husband and wife, that was your brother or your sister.
Right.
You understand? We fought side by side when it came to this oppression. We back in the days during slavery and things of that nature, we stuck together. Why? Because we had a common denominator. We had an enemy, and we knew he was the enemy, and we knew that we had to stick together in order to come up out of this oppression, in order to survive, in order to live, in order to raise our children. We had to stick together. You understand? Nowadays, that has diminished. That has been stomped out by this oppressivist society, where brothers and sisters don't even respect each other. You understand? Sisters will leave a brother because he may not be working at the time, or whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? Or a brother may leave a woman because now she done had all these kids, and now her belly's all chewed up with stretch marks and everything else, and she's not as attractive as she used to be. You understand what I'm saying? I know there's some brothers and sisters out there that are so ignorant that they leave their husbands or wives because they have cancer now, and they're not as sexual as they used to be, and their hair is falling out, the eyebrows and things are falling out. You understand what I'm saying? This is where we are losing the battle at. This is where this oppressor has infiltrated our families. The number one culprit, or the number one pit bull for the oppressor, is the Christian church. Your Christian pastor tell you quick, well, if he ain't working, he can't eat. Try to twist the scripture around when Paul was not referring to that. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll tell a sister come get some one-on-one, hands-on counseling. Meanwhile, she's giving the pastor some fellatio after she cooks him a peach cobbler. You know what I'm saying? The brother can't even get a sandwich at home because he's unemployed, got laid off, can't find a decent job to where he could be respected as a man. You understand what I'm saying? Or McDonald's is hiring. Yeah, we know McDonald's is hiring, but you also know how a brother that may mess with a brother's self-esteem, how he might get trampled on and stomped on out in the society.
Right.
You understand? There's nobody that got it worse in the society than the so-called Black, Latino, Native American man. You understand? We have to go out. You got to deal with the oppressor. You got to deal with your own people that are lost and have a dog-eat-dog mentality. Then you got to come home to a monster who don't respect you because you don't have enough Christmas gifts, not making enough money, or because her friend Sharon, she got a diamond ring, or she got a mink coat, and meanwhile you on the bus with a thrift shop coat and this, that, and the other, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You understand? Materialistic, stupid stuff that don't matter and don't last. We got brothers and sisters that start family and then both of them leave the family. How do they both leave? The man might leave the house, but the woman has left the union and bond that kept that family together. You understand what I'm saying? She may still have the kids, but she destroyed her family because 8 times out of 10, she's the one that chose to leave her family.
That's right. She's
the one that chose to put that man out. She's the one that chose to call the police when she's mad. You know, so she's the one that got mad because her husband has another woman. You understand? Which a lot of that is foul, because as we know in the Israelite school of UPK and in the records of the scriptures, a man can have more than one woman.
Right.
You understand? There's priests and prophets all through the Bible that have more than one woman. And scriptures say you can have more than one woman. What the scriptures don't say is that you have to have more than one woman, or you have to have a woman at all.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's up to you. But there's of course rules and things that go with that. A lot of sisters don't like their man having another woman. They find numbers, or he come over with lipstick on the collar and all that other stuff, and whatever the case may be. But that same sister, if you talk to them, they've been the side woman before anyway.
Right.
That's right.
You understand? And if the right man come in, if the right basketball player come in with the right bow legs and some money, she don't care if he's married or not. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? So there's certain morals and things that we have to get back to, and we have to start with the records that we have. You understand what I'm saying? We also have to start with the fact that we have a enemy that is trying to attack us. They're trying to destroy our wives, destroy our children, as it says in the book of First Maccabees that we go over normally. A lot, I pull a lot. You understand? We have to get out of the attitude of trying to be hot girls and city girls and whatever else is out there. Some of these women I never even heard of. You know what I'm saying? Or I've just recently seen. But it's sad because of all of them. And when it comes to the let's talk about the music for a second. There's no more. I don't see no more Lauryn Hills.
Nope.
None of that. What's the other sister that they used to call her ugly and everything else when she was a chocolate beautiful sister, India Irie.
Right.
She had she had a beautiful message. The sister that passed, Angie Stone.
Right.
My black brother, I love you, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? These positive reinforcements, these positive displays that our brothers and sisters put on, they don't want to play that. Styles P, who's my favorite rapper of all time, he came up with a song, "Good Times," which is "I Get High, I Get High." That was blasting all over the radio, which to me not one of his best songs. I didn't like the song at all, to be honest. I thought the beat was horrible, but I like how he does things. But I did like the song that he came up with, "I'm Black," whether I'm poor or rich, or I'm rich or poor. That song did not make the radio cut at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When he talked about being a black man and being proud to be a black man and talking about the oppression and things that we go through as black men and still persevere and still have resilience through it, that didn't make the cut. You understand? Not on the radio waves. Rajazar?
Oh, Salaki, if I may, Angie Stone, remember, her man was D'Angelo, and all the women was wondering, why D'Angelo's with this woman right here?
I'm glad you said
because she loved her black man.
I'm glad you said
You know
that.
what I mean? Because he
I read that. I read not just that, right? I read when D'Angelo passed, when he was like younger than her.
Mhm.
So he pulled up in a limousine with Angie Stone in the limousine with him. She was pregnant with their son. And let me tell you, this is how diabolical this oppressor is. All right. When he got out the limousine, they told Angie Stone to stay in, because he was about to walk on the red carpet. So to put the woman they put on his arm was Vivica Fox. She was younger, slimmer, more appealing, as opposed to this thick, chocolate, natural sister who loved being black. You know what I'm saying? Who loved her black man. They made her wait because she wasn't appealing to the masses. You understand? This is why sisters are bleaching their skin.
Right.
This is why sisters want to have blonde weaves and wigs all in their hair.
Right.
This is why they want to get laser surgery and turn their eyes blue and all of this garbage. You understand? The oppressor has infiltrated our families, and we have allowed them to infiltrate our families. We have to get back to the fact that we are brothers and sisters, and I love you and you love me. There's no way as a black man that I can go home to a Caucasian woman and express my pain and hurt that I feel out in this world.
Right.
There's no way I can rest my hand in her bosom and say, let me tell you what this white man did to me today, when her father's white. You understand what I'm saying? When she comes from the same oppression or the same oppressors that oppress me every day, all day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? At least my black or Latino woman, at least she can relate and say, you know, at my job too, this same white girl went and did this and that, and it told me she didn't like. They asked me, was I a citizen because of my accent? You know what I'm saying? A Jamaican sister could say that to me. A Latino sister could say that to me. You understand what I'm saying? She could say that, being prejudged because of an accent or whatever the case may be. You understand? We can relate. You know, we're in the same struggle. You understand? And this oppressor has destroyed our marriages. And here in the UPK, we have strong marriages.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely strong marriages. Why? Because we know who the enemy is. And we play our roles in defeating this enemy. And how do we defeat this enemy? Not with bombs and guns and so forth and so on, with self-love.
That's
with
right.
fixing our house and fixing our home, building a bigger, stronger fence to keep things out and to keep us in. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. This is how we win back our families, building bigger fences, building bigger walls, you know, to protect ourselves from the garbage that's out there, from the cesspool that's out there. You understand? This is how we have to do it, and we have to get a moral union back together. You understand? We have to value each other. and not just run around and have and use abortions as birth control and things of this nature. And don't get it twisted. Well, we're pro-choice. I'm pro-choice as well. You have the choice to keep your legs closed, and he has the choice to not insert himself inside of you. That's the choice the Most High God gave you. Once you go beyond that choice and you decide to choose and do that, now the baby that's inside of you, that's not your choice anymore, because that's not yours. Right. You understand? We got to get back to a moral code. Let's go to the scriptures real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha and start with what was the first one I gave you?
Come on, Khan. That's Ecclesiasticus.
What's that?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 17.
All right, let's say it nice and loud.
Come on, Khan. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
You understand? And this is something that brothers and sisters have to understand. The hard times that we're facing, you understand? The lack of money, maybe the lack of health care, the lack of certain resources. You understand? All of the shows that we watch, love and hip hop shows, and all of this other stuff that glorifies this mink coat, fake hair, diamond wearing, loud, obnoxious lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? These things that are just all on the internet, all on TV, all of this, everything that this oppressor wants us to see and wants us to hear. This is where we get our adversity from. You understand? You can raise your child, and as soon as your child get on YouTube or one of these shows or one of these things, the next thing you know, they're being influenced by what's outside of that world. You understand? Because we don't control the media. We don't control what's on that TV screen, on that computer screen. We don't control it. You understand? We don't control it. All we can do is insert into our children what's right and what's wrong, what's morally right, what's morally wrong. But we are battling the outside world. We are battling the things that are outside of our house. That's right. That are trying to seep their way into our house. You understand what I'm saying? That are trying to seep their way into our house. Prophet, why you sitting there? Get the bind up a strong man, if you can, real quick on your phone. Strong man. Right. Keep reading, brother.
Come on, cut. And though he pretend to help thee,
even though he's pretending to help, how does he pretend to help? He'll give Oprah some money.
Right.
He'll give 50 Cent some money. He'll give whoever, a Jay-Z, Beyonce, you name a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? They'll give him some money and show you, hey, look, you can make it. All you gotta do is, tighten up your bootstraps, tighten up your belt, and you can do it. You can do it until you make a mistake, until you come back and bite the hand that feeds you. Then they're gonna sit you over in Fort Dix with P. Diddy. You've become the biggest freak in the world all of a sudden. You understand? Like Nick Cannon, if he expressed himself about his roots and how you feel like he's the real Jew, you better apologize. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. So they'll give you enough. They'll act like they're helping you. They'll act like they're with you. You understand? Give you some food stamps and things of that nature. Even though we're not the #1 recipients of food stamps, America makes it seem like we are. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep reading.
Come on, God. Yeah. Shall he undermine thee?
We're a joke. You understand? We are absolute jokes to them. They sit back and watch the puppet show. They sit back and watch it. They sit there and watch the pit bulls fight.
Right.
They sit there and watch the roosters fight each other and everything and make money off it, off our bloodshed, off our sweat, off our tears. You understand? Meanwhile, they hate us with a smile, and we got to come home and deal with each other and hate each other.
Right.
Because of the pressure that this world is putting on us. We can't even come together. You understand? We can't, when I say coming up to my brothers and sisters with the moral union of marriage and being together, understand that we have to stay together forever.
Right.
You understand? It's not about dropping like it's hot and strip clubs and throwing dollars and making it rain. And a woman got to have her body exposed, or a man, he gonna go, he sitting there stripping, got his thing swinging and smacking women all in the face with it, married women. And all of this, this is not our lifestyle. This is not how we're meant to live.
Right.
That's not us. We are not barbarians. You understand? We are not that. We are the chosen people of God. And we conduct ourselves in a certain manner. You understand? We conduct ourselves in a certain manner at all times. and especially in our marriages. Keep going.
Verse 18. He will shake his head and clap his hand and whisper much and change his consonants.
You understand? At the end of the day, he'll show his true colors. He acts like he's helping you, just like we just said, until you bite the hand that feeds him. Then he'll attack you. You understand? How will he attack you? He'll attack you through your pockets. He'll attack you through your family.
Right.
He'll attack you through your kids.
Right.
This is how he's going to attack you. And he won't be satisfied with just blood. He wants your soul. He wants your spirit. And the only person that can be there to comfort a so-called Black or Latino man is a Black or Latino woman, Native American woman.
Yes.
Who can protect that Black or Latino woman or Native American woman? A Black or Latino man or Native American man. We are built. We go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
You understand? We go together. That's it. We go together. We're made for each other. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? Why? Because Most High God put us in the middle of this hellhole together. And we're coming from the trenches together. You understand? If you look at, you watch some of these old school shows, they even back in the day were good times. Florida Evans, they wanted Florida Evans to be a single Black mother in the projects.
Right.
You understand? But you know, go ahead, you want to say something?
So I don't mean to overstep what you're
Go ahead.
about to say, but you bring out so heavy because it seemed like during good times, every idea that the father had to better their family, his wife always shot it down.
Right. Yeah, right. And that happens to this very day. That's why when we played the little clip before, there was a point in time where Black women supported their husband. They trusted their husbands.
Right.
You understand? They trusted him. You understand? To go out there and do what it is he needed to do.
Right.
The name of the game was to support the family. Support the family. That's the name of the game. There's brothers out there that do wrong to make things right. Not saying that's the right thing to do. But the name of the game for a Black or Latino man is support the family. Right. It's all for the family. Your wife, your kids, your mother, your sister, you're the protector, you're the provider. And brothers take pride in that. And somehow society has made our sisters pit bulls for them to bite and shake down the Black man, Latino man, to make them not feel right. You understand what I'm saying? But back in with these sitcoms, this is why even look what they did to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby had a good show. He had a beautiful, strong wife, raised some good kids in Brooklyn.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? In Brooklyn. You understand? And gave Black folks some type of inspiration to look. He came up with a different world. Black kids going to college and making something of themselves, sticking together, all Black college, so forth and so on. You understand? These are the type of pictures that he was painting, and these are good images to paint, as opposed to what we hear in the music and all of that, and see on these TV shows. And Tyler Perry, forget it. He hates Black men.
Right.
Every show he says he's a Black man beating up on a woman. He's some type of undercover alternative lifestyle living man, or some type of garbage. Majority of the time, all the time, majority of the time, the Black man is always the villain.
Right.
You understand? And we got to stop the process. You want to say something?
Oh, Shalaki, you dropping it so heavy, and also for the brothers, they did not want their wives or their daughters to work for the white, because they knew how our oppressor was. So they willing to get 5 jobs.
Right.
Because they did not want them to be, you know what I'm saying, somebody that cleaned up, you know what I'm saying, their house.
Right.
You know, their oppressor house, because they was in the trenches.
So,
you know what I'm saying, so it was a fight. That's the reason why that's the reason why the Black man fight so hard for our sisters.
Right.
They didn't hold the sisters back. They told their wife, I don't want you to be out there.
Right.
Because how it was. And you know what our sister knew? Knew how dangerous it was out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
what it was protection. Okay. There wasn't no fight between a Black man and a Black woman, because they knew who the enemy was.
Right.
They was getting lynched together.
Just like in the clip I played, they showed how the brother will walk his wife to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Walk his wife to work every morning. Why? Because of the danger from this person. They could pull up in one of the pickup trucks and sexually assault her.
Right.
You understand? It's happened. Could just beat her up. You understand what I'm saying? That's going on right now with ICE. I just seen a video to where one of the ICE agents punched Latina sister all in the face, choked her out, slammed her on the ground in front of her children.
Right.
In front of her son and daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if a man was in that car, not saying she don't have a man, but if a man was present, you know what would have happened? That man would have died for that woman.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That man would have died for her. He would have died for her that day right there on the spot, instead of sitting back watching his wife be destroyed.
Right.
Watching it. How can he look his wife in the eyes when they get home when she got a black eye from another man?
Right.
You understand? When she got scrapes and bruises on her from another man, and you witnessed it. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we have to get back to where we protected each other. Right. The woman protected us. One sec, brother. The woman protected us emotionally, spiritually, and the man protected us, protected the household the same way, and physically protected us. You understand? If you hear something creeping in the house, whatever, the man gets up and handles that.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? If the roof's leaking, the man handles that. It's not I know, independent, strong woman can do it themselves. We know. But the scripture said that a woman used to be tender and delicate to where their feet wouldn't even touch the ground. You understand what I'm saying? That's how tender and delicate a Black, Latino, Native American woman is according to the book of Deuteronomy.
Right.
Let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 7 real quick. All right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I'm going to try to push through these scriptures for time's sake. We started a little late, which I don't like doing. We was preparing, had some technical difficulties. We're going to try to push through some of these scriptures. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. All right. So we're talking about the moral union between a brother and a sister, you know what I'm saying, in marriage. And how we need to remember that we're brothers and sisters. We protect each other. We guide each other. We strengthen each other. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpen iron. That didn't say a man and a man. It didn't say woman and woman. It said iron sharpen iron. That could be a husband and wife. We read about a solid sister a few weeks ago, Susanna, who held her husband down. Well, she was being lied on, but her husband trusted her. Why? Because he made a good, wise choice in that woman, and she was raised wise and right by her mother and father. You understand what I'm saying? And we speak about her 2,000 years later. We talk about Sarah and these sisters. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see what we got.
Come on, Carl. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse
1.
Verse 1. Now concerning the things there whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Now, what does Paul mean by this? It's good for a man not to touch a woman. What it means is this: it's okay for a man to focus solely and entirely, to dedicate his life to serving the Most High God, to pushing this truth. You understand? It's okay not to have a wife. It's okay if you don't have a wife. It's okay not to touch the woman, not to go out and just have sex with the way you want to have sex and so on and so on. It's okay, you know what I'm saying, for a man not to touch a woman. And I know the ignorant out there gonna say, well, if you see right there, if you ain't touching a woman, you must could touch a man or something like that. That's not what the scripture says. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what the scripture says, nor that's not what the records go for at all. You understand? But it's okay. It's okay not to touch a woman. To be a single man or to not engage in all types of orgies and all types of wickedness that's out there, it's okay to dedicate your life all the way to the Most High God.
Right.
That doesn't mean if you're married, you're not dedicating your life to the Lord. It is either way you choose to be is how you choose to be. Go ahead.
On verse 2, nevertheless,
even if you are not touching a woman or you're not engaging in some type of sexual relationship or marriage with a woman, go ahead.
To avoid fornication.
To avoid any type of fornication. To avoid any type of unlawful sex.
Right.
To help with that burning desire of being physically with a woman or vice versa, a woman with a man. Is to avoid that fornicating, to go out and whore yourself or destroy somebody else's marriage, or try to talk to a brother trying to talk to a woman that's already married, or a woman that's married or going out on her husband, and so on and so on, to avoid these disgusting, nasty orgies and all these type of swinging parties and all this other stuff, whatever they talk about at Diddy's house, whatever you can imagine going on there. You know what I'm saying? baby oil flying all over the place, and everybody in there just freaking off. You know what I'm saying? To avoid those things, go ahead.
Let every man have his own wife.
Go ahead and get you a wife. Go ahead.
And let every woman have her own husband.
Go ahead and get a wife. Woman, go out and get your husband. Go ahead and form that union. Form that union, but there's rules to that. You stick with that man and stick with that woman for the rest of your life.
That's right.
What is better to tell your daughter? Listen, the first man you lay down with, the first man that you let insert himself inside of you, the first one that you let walk up the stairways to heaven, let that be your man, your husband, your brother for the rest of your life.
Right.
Now, whether they listen or not is on them. But you have to insert that. You have to plant that seed. Why? Because it's in the records and such. You understand? What better to raise your son up to say, whatever woman you lay with, you are to protect them, love them, be patient with them, honor them for the rest of your life. You understand? No such thing as a baby mama drama and all that. None of that garbage. You want to protect and love that woman for the rest of your life. And that doesn't mean you got to take her mouth all the time. You can correct.
Right.
You understand? And a woman can correct as well, but just in a very feminine way.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
In a very feminine way. You understand? But the point is, you stick it out. You stay together forever.
Right.
That's right.
You understand? There's one thing that the fake marriages got with them fake vows and all of that. Until death do us part.
Mm.
You understand? Until death do us part. That's one thing that they got correct. You understand? Keep reading.
Go on, cut. Verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due to benevolence.
Now, what does that mean? Render unto your wife due benevolence. What does that mean, Paratazar?
Wifely duties.
Wifely duties. In other words, you want to hit it with the 1969.
That's right.
You want to tie fire to. You want to have intercourse with him. You have to give her due benevolence. Paratazar, do me a favor and get the Zondervan Bible Dictionary there for me real quick and go to the word marriage.
Marriage.
All right? It should be highlighted. It's like on page 511 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong about that. It might be like.
But it's under marriage, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It should be highlighted in there. We're going to talk about that real quick, all right? So, and I know it's not all about that, but you owe each other due benevolence.
Right.
That keeps the marriage healthy and strong and going. You understand? And then, to be honest with you, that's a small part of the marriage.
Right.
You understand? Because you want to be able to love someone so much, if they become a paraplegic and can't have intercourse like that anymore, you still want to be with that person and love that brother or sister.
Right.
If her breast get cut off from having breast cancer, you still want to be able to love that sister, even though you was attracted to her breast and things of that nature. Things happen in life. You understand? Things happen in life. So that's a small part of having sexual intercourse together. You can give it to. You want to show me something, or?
Oh no.
You want to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come.
1 second. So do benevolence and keep reading the rest of that real quick.
Go on, cut. And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
And sis, you're gonna have to give it up to your husband, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that because this is the only man you with for the rest of your life.
Right.
You understand? So you're gonna have to, that's between y'all how y'all work it out. You know what I'm saying? But that is something that's a bond and a union that y'all form together. And it's so much better when you don't have to worry about, is she burning? Is she clapping? Did she got chlamydia? I don't know what this girl's doing. I don't know what's going on. It's better for y'all to have a moral union, a moral compass to where y'all not even worried about none of that.
That's right.
That's not even a thought.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Brothers, what you got for marriage?
Come. The Fazan Salaki Zarandaman. I can't even pronounce it.
That's right. Just get
Zarandaman Predictional Bible Dictionary. page 511. Marriage is an intimate, personal union to which a man and woman consummate.
Consummate means to engage in sexual activity. You understand? That's good. That's good, right? Is it more on it?
Oh, come.
Go what you got.
Come. It's a consummate and continuously nourishing by sexual intercourse.
There you go. That's what marriage means according to the Zondervan Victorial Dictionary, Bible Dictionary. Okay, this is a legitimate book. This is a legitimate dictionary according to pertaining to the Bible. And so marriage is a union, personal union, where you have sex and you continuously nourish that.
Right.
Which means what? Like we just read. You have to render due benevolence. So I just want to read that real quick. That's what marriage is. I don't think it says anything about
no.
Anything about paperwork. I don't think it says anything about a license. I don't think it says anything about that trash and garbage. According to the scriptures and according to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, as far as definition, it's a union where you consummate. You understand? It's you. What is this? What does this show? We value each other.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? She has a valuable box and he got a valuable rod. We value each other. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You want some more? You want to read on that?
Come. That's perfect. What you just talk about value. It's saying in a perfect and a long-lasting partnership.
There you go. A long-lasting partnership. This is what we have to remember in our marriages. And so when you lay down with someone, that's why it's extremely important. I know you think it's important to get your resume together and to make sure you present it to whatever job you want. I know it's important as far as your career. You understand? I know that's important. But that's not the scriptures. What is very important is you pick the right partner that you're going to lay with for the rest of your life.
Right.
You understand? That is important. You understand? There's nothing wrong going through the court stage and it doesn't work out. That's perfectly fine. You understand? You're going to want someone that's compatible with you, that you can see yourself going through the good times and the bad times together. You're going to fight each other's monkeys that they got on their back. You're going to fight each other's demons that they have. You understand? That's what you have to see, someone that you can go through the bad times with, that you can go through the rough, rugged shit with. Excuse my language. You understand? Because that's your brother and that's your sister. And you don't turn your back on each other. Y'all stick together. You fight together.
Right.
Not with each other. You fight for each other. You understand? Let's keep going.
And we'll come verse 4. The wife have not power of her own body, but the husband.
Well, her body is mine. You understand? What to our sisters out there that are married or going to get married, your body is not yours anymore. It is your husband's. You understand? Now, what does that mean? Does that mean he can sit there and punch you all in your ribs and all of this type of maniac stuff that you may be thinking? The reason why these thoughts come up, what you mean is his body. The reason why is because the oppressor put them thoughts in your mind that hell no, what are you talking about? You independent, strong woman. Like Chris Rock said, there's nothing wrong with being an independent, strong woman. There's nothing wrong with driving a car with your feet. But that don't mean it's the right thing to do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So according to the scriptures, according to the records, your body, sis, is no longer yours. It is your husband's.
Right.
You understand? And if it is your husband's body, what does that mean? That means he values that body. He cherishes that body. He honors that body. He protects that body. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean, since your husband says so, go get some breast implants.
Right.
Or go get what's it called? A BLT?
BBL.
BBL. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? What's a BLT? A butt lift transplant? Oh man, the Caucasian man is diabolical.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's what it means to that your body is officially his. Keep reading, please.
So I'm trying, and likewise, also the husband have not power of his own body.
Read it again.
And likewise,
and what?
Also, the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Now, sis, same thing applies for him. That's his body is officially your body now.
Right.
And what do? You nurture that body. You understand? You cherish that body and honor that body, and you protect that body. You understand what I'm saying? Same rules apply. You know, you read now that you hear the what's the term that they use now? I'm a what is it? Is it a valuable man? What's the Kevin Samuels using?
Oh, high value.
High value man. I'm a high value man, and I don't believe in 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. I believe in 97.3, and you do all of that trash. It sounds like even Steven here. Right. You know what I'm saying? It don't sound. It's not a male chauvinistic Bible that we read. These are not male chauvinistic records.
Right.
You understand? This is not it. Just because you play your position doesn't mean it's a chauvinistic thing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. There's nothing wrong with Shaq being the center and Kobe Bryant being the guard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're both great. Just play your position. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about playing your position. Let's keep reading.
Go to 1 Con. Verse 5. Defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time.
Now, you can't deprive your sister or your brother this intercourse. You know what I'm saying? The nourishment, of the sexual experience you guys have together. If you guys want to take a break, you talk about it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You have consent. I mean, damn, doesn't that sound good? That sounds right.
That's right.
Back in the day, we watched the movie. Well, what's love got to do with it?
Right.
And Ike went there and choked Tina Turner in the studio and sexually assaulted her forcefully. You understand? I guess he thought he could do it because that's his wife. Well, according to this, you can't just go ahead and take what you want because her body is yours. That's not how it goes. Right. You understand? There has to be some type of consent, whether you're not going to do it or you are going to do it. Right. You understand what I'm saying? We can drop this for right now, right? I'm gonna jump around. Stay in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, go to chapter 13 real quick. We'll get through these scriptures as fast as we can.
So, if I may,
please,
we have to watch out for other Israelite groups because they say it's okay. That's my wife, so I'd be able to take it. That's not cool. And we have other Israelite groups, you know what I mean? Condone. Like they promote that. Just because she's my wife, that don't mean that I can take it. It's blocking. It got to be on the consent.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When she's a victim.
Absolutely.
Because in scripture it said, if she want to depart, let her depart. But if you chaining her up, or you know what I'm saying, against the goddamn radiator, what are you doing now?
Absolutely. You understand? And that's the whole fact. Like I said, it's so like we were saying. It's all about morals, you know what I'm saying? It's all having a moral code, respect, value, charity, things of that nature. You know why? Because it's not just your wife, but that's your sister that you have taken this to the next level with.
Yeah, right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is your sister. This is your brother. You understand? The Most High God chose both of you to have the royal blood run through your veins.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that means something. That means something. You understand? To have both of you to have that same royal blood going through your veins. I am not your enemy.
Right.
She is not my enemy.
That's right.
You understand? This is my partner. You understand? This is my backbone, and vice versa. Let's go to verse 4. Let's try to verse 4.
1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. And though I bestowed all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profits me nothing.
What does it mean? This means you're supposed to have some charity, some love, and some care. You understand? And this applies to your life. And if it applies to your life, it applies to your household. You understand? You're supposed to have some charity. You understand? You have to. when you're dealing with each other, there's going to be times where y'all getting on each other's nerves. There's going to become a point in time y'all been together so long, you can't stand the smell of her breath. You understand? And she can't stand that you, every time you sit in that chair, your head nod back and you just get to snoring, sucking up all the air in the room. You understand what I'm saying? And your feet smell all them boots you've been wearing all day long. You understand what I'm saying? And you just don't like the nightgown that she's wearing. And so it's going to be a whole bunch of things. But beyond them feet, beyond that breath, beyond the snoring, the nightgown, underneath all of that and with all of that is the person that I laid down with, the person that I love and grown.
That's right.
And grown with. Because the things that I don't like about you, I would miss if I don't have it.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
You understand? I would miss it if I don't have it. Why? Because I value you. And vice versa. You understand? There's no need to be with a man nor a woman if you can't see each other breathing bad breath in their face for 50 years from now. You understand? Washing each other's drawers and all of that type of stuff. All of the stuff that might get on your nerves. If you can see each other grinding through all of that and missing it if it's gone, this might be someone you should be with. You understand? I know, sisters, I know. You are, I know y'all want a brother that's 6'5" and 200 pounds. I know I'm 5'6", but I identify as 6'5". You understand? I'm joking. You know what I'm saying? I know we want all of that. And brothers, you want a voluptuous woman that can do all to the tricks and swing with the ceiling fan and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you want somebody that's going to protect you, value you, have charity with you, have patience with you, that's going to build with you. You understand? Fight for you. You understand? Someone you can confide in. Someone that you can see being with. If they lose all of the things you might have been attracted to, they lose that, you still attract to their spirit, to their heart, mind, to their actions, to their speech, to their purpose, to their goals. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what you are attracted to or should be attracted to, because that's what counts. You understand? There's plenty of brothers out there that have lost their legs in car accidents. You understand? Vice versa with sisters. Does that mean that this spirit has changed? No. You understand? No. So something is deeper than the physical thing. Let's keep going.
Verse 4. Charity suffereth long.
Say it again.
Charity suffereth long.
If you're gonna be in this marriage, have this moral union, this togetherness, you're gonna have to suffer for a long time.
Right.
And when I say suffer, that don't mean you miserable and all of that, but you got to deal with the pain together. You got to climb the mountain together. No, it's not easy. Yes, it's rough, but it's not impossible.
That's right.
You understand? Charity suffereth for a long time. Go ahead and what?
And it's kind.
And it's kind. You understand? And it's kind. You understand? I deal with your pain, you deal with my pain. You lean on me, I lean on you. You understand? For a long time. And we're going to be kind to each other.
Right.
You understand? I'm going to understand you. I'm going to listen to what you're saying.
Damn right.
You're going to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not going to shove my opinion down your throat. I'm not going to cut down your dreams. Baby girl, you want to be an astronaut? I'll support that. You understand what I'm saying? But if I want to be an astronaut, you're going to support it too. And
Right.
if I fail, we're going to suffer along together. If you fail, we're going to suffer along together and be kind to each other about it.
That's right.
Keep going.
But on kind, charity envieth not.
Don't get mad at me because I hit the number. Don't get mad at me because I hit the number. I'm not going to get mad at you if I'm laid off and you're the breadwinner now. You understand? I'm not going to get mad at you. You know why? Because you love me. So when you walk in the house and see me on the couch, you're not going to say, get off my damn couch. Or don't open my refrigerator. Give my keys. We don't do all of that. We don't envy each other. We're together. You understand? And vice versa. If I'm the breadwinner and you're the breadwinner, I'm not going to push you. You're not my slave. You're my wife. You understand? You're my wife. We do this together. Besides being my wife, you're my what? You're my sister.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm your brother. We don't do this together. Family don't do this. You understand? Keep going.
Charity vaulteth not itself.
Go ahead.
It's not puffed up.
I'm not going to sit there and say, well, you wasn't saying that when I did this, that, and other for you. You don't throw favors. It's not favor. You don't throw things you do up in each other's face.
Right.
What about that time when your bald-headed mother needed me to pick up and take her to the grocery store? We don't do all of that. This is oppressive stuff.
Makes no sense.
You understand? And not at all. You understand? We don't do things like that. You ain't say that when your crackhead brother came here and I let him stay in the cap. We don't do all of that. It's not things we do. Because the things we do it because we value each other and we love each other. Because we have morals. You understand? That's stuff that the oppressor does, man.
Right.
All of that shaking up the house and doing all that wicked, nasty, disgusting stuff and all of that, that's for the oppressor because they live a proud, privileged life. We live a life of surviving.
Right.
We live a life of thriving together.
That's right.
We live a life of unity, morals, a moral code. You understand? This is what we do. That's the traditions of us. How do we know that? It's in the records. You understand, Pratazar?
Oh, Salaki, you dropping it so heavy, and I'm glad I came in ISUPK because the way that I move, you know what I'm saying, within my family, you know what I'm saying, with my nieces and nephews, and the husband to my niece, you know what I'm saying? I bring my niece to school. I bring my niece to school, right? You know what I mean? They call, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, they call up, you know, we live 2 houses down from my niece's family, you know. And I'm bringing my niece to school.
Right.
I bring my niece to school. And you know what I mean? I brought my niece to school, so on and so forth. Then I talked to my niece's father. And I told my niece's father, they know who to mess with and they knew who not to mess with.
Right.
He didn't understand exactly what I was saying because he never understood. You know what I mean? He never seen that when you in my family and I'm in the truth. Yeah. They know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not putting nobody on Front Street or no kids on Front Street, but they know how I represented myself in the school when I bring my niece to the school. His daughter. Right. You know what I mean? His daughter. He was like, yo, I never experienced something like that.
Right, right.
Because I always have to check the person. You know what I mean? Always have to question the person, like, yo, I need a favor. Yeah. I never have to question the favor for you.
Right, right,
to ask, you know what I mean? To ask you, yo, can you bring my daughter to school for me? Because I got to go to work early.
Right, right.
That's how it's supposed to be. And I told him, that's how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's a good representation. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, there's other people that look at your actions behind that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They peep it and see it and say, damn, you know what I'm saying? That's a good way to handle it. Or maybe I should be this way. Maybe I'll start treating that brother that way because I didn't even know he was like that. So forth and so on. It's always about how you conduct yourself. And that's one thing about the marriages. We have to conduct ourselves in a manner when we're not around each other. You understand what I'm saying? And conduct ourselves in an honorable, respectable, stand-up kind of way. You understand what I'm saying? Go to Ephesians chapter 5 for time's sake. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, no, and one more thing is important. I always tell my niece, talk to your husband. Right. You know what I mean? Tell your husband to call me. You see what I mean? She's my blood relative. I always tell her, talk to your husband about what I just said.
Most high in Christ.
You know what I mean? To let him know that he's over the household.
Right.
Slide.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. That's good. Nothing wrong with giving a brother some sound advice. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We are a community. You know what I'm saying? But as one of the earlier clip, you know, a lot of brothers and sisters. Another thing is it's okay to get wise counsel. You understand what I'm saying? But if a brother is having some type of disagreement, whatever the case may be, you know that old school saying, what happens in this house stays in this house. You understand? Because this is something that we're gonna get past. You understand? Brothers, Look up.
I got the scripture too that you wanted earlier.
Which one was that again?
Strong man. Strong man's house.
Matter of fact, let's go to that real quick. Give it to let Shaul get it.
Mark chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
The only way for this oppressor to infiltrate into our homes is he has to bind up the strong man. He has to go to the father, go to the husband, get the grandfather. You know what I'm saying? He has to buck break him. You understand? He has to make sure that he's so broken and beat down that he will choose Harold. You understand? That he will end up in prison. You understand? That he will end up in the grave. You understand? And then that can trickle on down to the family, trickle down to this daughter where she will strip or she will sell herself. And the little boy will grow up and be a gangbanger and be throwing bullets at another brother, hitting babies and things of that nature.
Right.
This is how they infiltrate homes, by binding up the strong man. But sisters, don't help that oppressor bind up that strong man. Don't call the police on that man. You understand what I'm saying? Don't put that man in jeopardy. You understand? Now, be wise. I'm not saying let him stab you to death and all. If you got you a crazy one out there, you understand what I'm saying? But what y'all do is y'all work it out, stick together. Don't let anyone infiltrate y'all and bind up that man. Don't let child support bind that man up.
Right.
You understand? Don't let this oppressor infiltrate your home and beat your man down to a dust and to a powder to where they can now come in your house. A sister that want to get Section 8 or one of this can't even have a man in the house. That man, if you're a married sister and you struggling with your man, the government won't even help you. You understand? The government won't even get at it. I know y'all both struggling. Y'all both got laid off. I know. You're struggling. I'm not helping you do a damn thing. Okay, fine. You understand? Okay, fine. That's a whole nother topic. That's where we have to come together as a community to help each other.
Damn right.
Because we ain't getting help from nowhere else. You understand? But if a sister want to get food, say she want to get some WIC for the baby or something to help her get on her feet, that man can't be nowhere around.
Right.
All right.
And when they knock on the door, he got to run in the closet, go through the window, hop down the fire escape, or son, he got to get going. You understand? Don't let them come in our houses and bind us up to where they could spoil our house and destroy our house. You understand? We got to lean on each other. Now, I want you to, there's another one which says, don't go to sleep with being when you're angry. Don't fall asleep when you're angry. Pull that one real quick. Now, go back to Ephesians 5, Shaul. All right, we're going to get, for time's sake, we got to get through these scriptures as fast as we can, all right? Yeah, Ephesians 5 and start 22.
Okay. Ephesians 5, chapter 22.
Verse 22.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Say it again.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Just for shits and giggles, let's look up the definition of submit.
Okay.
Because women, sisters hate that word. What you mean submit? I ain't submitting. No. He got to be worthy enough for me to submit. He wasn't worthy enough to blow your back out.
Right.
Right.
Was he worthy enough for that?
Yeah, right.
You submitted to that when he curved you all up like a pretzel. You submitted to that. Yeah, I know. It's good time. That's it. Threw on some Luther Vandross and some Chardonnay, and you was ready to rock and roll.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Submit. Accept or yield to a superior force.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with submitting to a superior force, and we're going to get to that too. I want you to hold on to that. Submit to a superior force. Now, let's see what that superior force is. Let's keep reading.
Come on,
read 22 at the beginning.
Verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands. As unto the Lord.
To who?
The Lord.
Is the Lord superior?
The Lord.
Go ahead. Read verse 23.
Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife.
This is what the scripture says. This is why you should submit to your look at your man as being superior. You understand? Look at your man as being superior. Why? The scriptures say so. And you should look at your man as being superior. Because there was a point in time in that bedroom, He said, "Can you woo woo woo?" Remember that old blues song? Can you woo woo? You know what I'm saying? He was singing that falsetto.
I was there.
He was superior. You understand? There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
The scripture says, "Submit to your husband, not to your boss."
Right.
You understand? Not to Mr. Winkelstein down at your boss that can give you a promotion to raise some time off. You know what I'm saying? Not him. It doesn't say submit to a professor because you gonna get you a business. You're going to get you a business degree. Not saying anything's wrong with that.
Right.
They don't say submit to him. Say submit to your husband. Until you mothers out there that want to make your son your husband.
Right.
It don't say submit to your son either.
Right.
It don't say that. That's not your husband. I seen a sister out in the world. Her son said, "When's my plate gonna be ready, woman?" And she said, "It's coming." I said, "Hey."
Wow.
I said, "Good night. This how it is." You understand? That little boy's gonna grow up and beat the brakes off a woman.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So to anybody that may be listening, you know somebody in your life, let that sister know that her son is not her husband.
That's right.
That is a child forever. You understand? The scripture says, "Submit to your husband." Go ahead.
Even as Christ is the head of the church.
Christ is the head of the church. Go ahead.
And he is the savior of the body.
And it says, so submit to your husband, just like Christ submits to the church. How to submit to the church? He died for the people.
Right.
He guided the people. He taught the people. That's what your husband. That's his job. And you submit yourself to that. You submit yourself to your husband, protecting, willing to die for the family, to guide the family. Even if he makes the wrong decision, it still ends up the right decision eventually.
Right.
If you trust him, if you guide him. You understand? Even if you're headed in the wrong direction sometimes, you can make it right. If you stick together. You understand? Let's keep reading.
Verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
In everything you submit to your husband. But don't get upset. Hold on a second before your moral compass gets shooken up a little bit. Keep reading.
25. Husbands, love your wives.
Say it again.
Husbands, love your wives.
This don't sound like a male chauvinistic book to me.
Right.
You understand? It sound like you do it, I do it, we do it. That's what it sounds like to me. Right. Read it again.
Husbands, love your wives.
We have to make sure that we keep this moral compass alive and well. Keep this moral union alive and well. Don't let somebody come in this house and bind me up and destroy this house, destroy my children, destroy exactly what I worked hard for to keep together.
Right.
Through my blood, sweat, and tears, and yours. You understand? And yours. Don't let somebody come in and destroy that. Don't let a lack of employment destroy that. Don't let cold water, or the lights being off, or a hole in the roof, or a bad neighborhood, or no car, and got to take the bus. Don't let, and the lights is off. Don't let those things bind you up and do it. Let's love each other.
Right.
Wives submit, and husbands do what?
Love your wife.
Love your wife. Like what? Keep going.
Even as Christ also loved the church.
Go ahead.
And gave himself for it.
And that's what a husband's supposed to do. Love your wife, and you give yourself for that wife.
Right.
Not just in death. You sacrifice. This is where charity and suffering longest come in. You're patient. You're willing to listen. You understand? Willing to take correction and direction.
Right.
You understand? Willing to do it. Why? Because I trust you and you trust me. How do we know we trust each other? Because we commenced. I went inside of you and you let me. I think I could trust you with making a decision.
Right.
I think you could trust me with making a decision because you trusted that other fun thing.
That's right.
So you're going to trust me when it's ugly too. And I'm going to do the same for you.
That's right.
You understand? We have to keep that moral union together. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with washing of the water by the word.
Now, we can drop, hold on, go down a little bit. Go to verse 28.
Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own body.
I'm sorry. Read 27, excuse me.
Verse 27. That he might present it to himself a glorious church.
You understand?
Not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing.
You understand? That's how you're going to represent your wife. As Christ gave himself for the church, that's how you represent your wife. Make her glorious.
Right.
That's right.
Not a spot, not a wrinkle. I don't got nothing bad to say about my woman, my wife, none of that. You know, brother, but man, shit, this bitch keep on visiting. None of that. Don't go.
Right.
Whatever you say about her, brother, that's what you are.
Right.
And sister, whatever you say about him, that's what you are. You understand? How do we know that? Because you're woo.
That's right.
It's too late. So whatever he is, so are you. That's it. And vice versa. And that's how we want to glorify our wives. You know what I'm saying? And glorify our husbands and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on, God.
Keep going.
Come on, God. But that it should be holy and without blemish.
No blemishes on our marriage, on our reputation, on what we put out to the world,
right,
of who we are. When we step out the house, there ain't no blemishes. There ain't none of that. You understand? We don't go to sleep angry. We fix our problems. We stick together. We understand who our common enemy is. You understand what I'm saying? It'll be a beautiful thing, especially brothers in the truth,
right,
in the Israelite School UPK. It's a beautiful thing for you and your wife to say, the white man is the devil. You have to say it every morning.
That's right.
You understand? I said you should roll over with that tarted breath, kiss each other, and say the white man's the devil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And start the day off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Damn it. That's how we should that's how we should do it.
Right.
You understand? And let's push forward. Hold on, Parasite. Keep going.
Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own body.
You love your wife like you love your own self. You wouldn't kill yourself, would you? You wouldn't cut your wrist, would you? You understand? You wouldn't starve yourself, would you? Would you cut your rod off? Would you hurt yourself? No. So you wouldn't do it to your wife either, because you love her like you love your own body. What's your body? Your mind, your heart, your vital parts.
Right.
You protect it. Some brothers working out, take creatine, get all the muscles in the world, jog for stamina, and take pills for the blood to flow, and all the time they want the best body. You do the same thing. That's how you treat your wife.
Right.
You understand? You want the best for her. Give all the spiritual creatine and wheat protein, give her all that spiritual stuff that she needs to build herself up too. You understand? Keep going.
Come on, God. He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
You understand? Because she is you and you are her. You understand? That's how that goes. Keep going.
Come on, God. Verse 29. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh.
Go ahead.
But nourished and cherished it. Even as the Lord the church.
You understand? And every man cherishes his body and nourishes his body, as we just said. You understand? Everybody take the right vitamins. You talk to some brothers, they got flax seeds and blueberry seeds and ashwagandha and all types of stuff and herbs and all of that. And what like the detox their body, to flush out all of the parasites and things. That's how you treat your wife.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how you nourish her. And sisters do the same thing. This is what we're missing. This is where we can start building a community again.
Right.
This is the therapy we need to deal with the stress and the depression and the low self-esteem and the insecurities and the self-hatred and the PTSD. And that's where it starts. This is the core of where it starts, between a black man and a black woman with a moral union.
Right.
With togetherness. That's where it starts. Ain't no damn Ritalin for the children. These kids ain't got no ADHD and all of that. It starts right here. This is where the fire starts, right here. And when I say black, I'm talking about all the tribes. My Latino brothers and sisters, West Indians, Venezuelans, Caribbean, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, all of the tribes of Israel. All of the lost tribes of Israel. All of the brothers and sisters in the ghettos, in the barrios, in the reservations, all of them. To the brothers and sisters that's sleeping outside, sleeping in staircases, sleeping on the train, sleeping on the roof. You understand? Where all of this, where all a new beginning starts, is right in our household, right between our legs. You understand? That's where it starts, to value each other, right, to love each other, to cherish each other, to suffer along with each other. You understand? As a brother and sister, not as a bad bitch or a so-called alpha man or whatever that garbage is. Right. You understand? Right. But as a brother and sister. You understand? This is where it starts. And we can fix the household. There's nothing that society can do to us. Right. There's nothing that society can do to us. We will conquer. But this wicked, disgusting cesspool that we live in, that's ran by this disgusting oppressor, knows that he has to bind up the strong man, get up in the house, and destroy the house. Right. You understand? Because this is where the power starts. Right. You understand? There's power in being a brother to a sister and a sister to a brother. There's power in that. We don't have to play tug of war. We don't have to play tug of war. Be satisfied and happy with the fact that I want to carry you. But I'm asking you to help me have the strength to carry you. If you're drowning, let me save you. Don't fight me when I jump in the water to get you. Let me have my way. Let me get you out of here. You understand? And vice versa. You understand? This oppressor knows where to put the fire out. He doesn't wait for me a full-blown blaze. He starts right when he sees that fire light. And what is this lighting at? When we get our families together. That's right. When we get these marriages together. And brothers become brothers to sisters, and sisters become sisters to brothers. You understand? Okay. Drop that. Let's keep rolling on.
Like I said, Titus.
Let's go to Titus real quick, all right? Let's go to Titus. We're going to jump around a little bit. Go ahead.
Titus chapter 2, verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience.
And that's what a man is supposed to have. You understand? These are some characteristics that a brother should have. You understand what I'm saying? This is a characteristic of a brother is lacking that. This is where a wife can help a brother get that and obtain that. You understand? Keep going.
Go on, verse 3. The aged women,
but age don't necessarily mean some a woman that's 170 years old, an experienced woman. There's some back in the day. There's some of my grandparents and grandma got married at 16. You understand? And she was raised by an aged woman, a seasoned woman. Go ahead.
Go on, verse 3. The aged women, likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Become separate, become special, different, weird. You understand what I'm saying? Weird is not a bad word. Weird means different.
Right.
We all weird.
Right.
And it's beautiful to be weird. You understand? It's beautiful to be different. You understand? Go ahead.
Not false accusing.
You don't gotta call the police after you done beat yourself, put an orange in a sock and beat yourself with it and bruise yourself. Now you're calling the police. You done assaulted this man by hitting him and cutting his shirts and everything up, and now you want to call the police and all of that and make it bigger than what it really is and all of that. We don't do things like that. Right. We don't do things like that. That's what Caucasian women do. Right. Say they've been raped and beat and start fires, wars because of a lie.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what they do.
Right.
They do that. Go ahead.
Gonna walk God. Salakia. Not given to much wine.
That not given to much wine. That doesn't mean you can't have some wine.
Right.
But not given to much wine. Not to be sober-minded. A sister teach a sister not to be a lush.
Right.
Why? Because you're gonna allow some sexual demons to come in there somewhere. To wake up and say, I don't know what happened. I'm just sore.
Right.
I woke up sore and all of that. You want to teach her not to conduct herself that way because she's a woman. She's tender and delicate.
That's right.
Keep going.
Teachers of good things.
And a teacher of good things. We just said in the clip before how you teach her how to save the money. You teach her to make them beautiful quilts for the bedroom. Right. You understand? You teach her to support her husband. You teach these things. Keep going.
Verse 4. That they may teach the young women.
Teach who?
The young women.
The young sisters that's finding their way. That just commenced with a man and are married to this man, that got to this new relationship, this bond that they want to build for the rest of their lives. Say it again.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
To think clear. Go ahead.
To love their husbands.
To love their husbands. Go ahead.
To love their children.
And to love their children. This is what we need to conquer this filthy, disgusting society we live in. We need to love each other. Brother loves sister, sister loves brother.
Right.
Husband loves wife, wives love children. We protect and nurture each other. You understand? Let's drop that. That was Titus, right?
Wrong card.
All right, let's go to, let's see here. Because we up on the time, right? Yeah, we up on the time. Let's see here. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 56.
All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56.
Uh-huh.
The tender and delicate women among you.
This is what Moses is saying about the Israelite woman. You understand? The Israelite woman. Who's that? So-called Black, Latino, and Native American woman. Tender and delicate.
Right.
That's who you are. You're not a hot girl. You're not a man. I don't care how big you are. You could be a 6'7" Amazon woman.
Right.
You're not a man. You understand? You can be so-called butch or be confused about your sexuality. You are a tender and delicate woman.
Right.
This is how you're supposed to be. This is what you should take pride in being. You understand? Keep going.
Which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Do you see how the Israelite woman is? This is the true essence of a so-called Black, Latino, Native American woman. This is what a man is saying about Israelite women.
Right.
I don't see how this could be a male chauvinistic book. This is a man saying what the Israelite woman is.
Right.
You understand? Yeah, keep going.
Her eye shall be evil.
Say it again.
Shall be evil.
This is binding up the strong man, entering into the house, spoiling the house. You understand? This is this oppressor making this black woman be a so-called feminist. And she's a strong black woman, don't need no man, and all of that. And the revolution of that televised, she want to grab a gun and fight. And I don't need no man to make decisions. That ain't my daddy. And this, that, and the other. You know, this is what society is making our women. You understand? And in our making our women so hardcore, it makes our men what? Soft.
Right.
You understand? Soft and moist. It makes men think they tender and delicate.
Right.
It says tender and delicate woman. You understand? The more the society makes our woman evil and mean and hardcore, it makes our brothers soft, weak, moist, tender, delicate, and inefficient.
Right.
You understand? Inefficient, mushy. Scripture said to be a soldier. Keep going.
Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
She's gonna hate her husband like they do now. You understand? Like they do now. He ain't never home. He's over across town somewhere. I'm going over here to do this. I'm gonna key his car up. I'm gonna take a brick and throw it through the windshield. I'm gonna go ahead and cut his sneakers all off. I'm gonna cut the phone off. I'm gonna go take his car and drain all the money out of his. That is oppressive woman stuff.
Right.
That's what Caucasian women do. Let's cut the chick. That's what Caucasian women do. You understand? Be evil towards their husband. You understand? Keep going.
And toward her son.
How does she be evil to her son? Causing abortion, getting abortions. Maybe she has a son. How is you going evil toward your son? Let him boss you around and let him think that he's the man in the house and that's your goddamn husband.
That's right.
That's being evil towards your son. Go ahead.
And toward her daughter.
How you evil towards your daughter? By not doing what Titus 2 said, which is teach her to be sober-minded. Teach her to be tender and delicate. Teach her to love her husband and her children. If you're not teaching your daughter that, like the mother of Susanna taught Susanna, then you are being evil towards that girl. Right. Teach her to go get that money, girl. Go get the bag.
Right.
You understand? Use what you got to get what you want, and all of that garbage. This is how we make it evil towards our children.
Right.
You understand? And this is where this oppressor has infiltrated our families and made us not value each other.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And not value each other. We could go on and on, but for time's sake, we're going to end it right there. It's 9 o'clock on the dot. Salaki, I did not get to all the scriptures I wanted to get to. Maybe at another time. I don't like doing part 2 and things of that nature. But maybe we'll finish this some other time. I want you brothers and sisters to tune in to Move a Nation. You can find that's a little series that we put together. You can find it on ISUPK Bronx and ISUPK Harlem. Make sure you subscribe to the channels. You can subscribe to Yonkers, subscribe to ISUPK Yonkers, ISUPK the Bronx, ISUPK Harlem, Long Island, Queens, you know what I'm saying, all over the nation. Go to Chicago, Mississippi, Tennessee, wherever we're at, subscribe, follow this truth. You understand? Spread this truth, love this truth. And brothers and sisters out there, if you are listening, brothers and sisters in the room, you know what I'm saying, love each other, respect each other, value each other, and we will crush this white man. We'll crush this society. Let's bring it back home, y'all. All right, with that, pass the class with the priest and Officer Parakis.
Oh, clap it up for the class. Most High in Christ. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, starter for 1 West 122nd Street, Harlem, New York. Who for a new brother or sister? When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves up of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Being 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asher. 10% of every penny, any increase the Most High give you is a Treasury Department or a teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. A holy convocation is the feast of Purim, which is in March.
Right.
Go to ISUPK.com, scroll down to make sure that you can celebrate the Most High God Feast Day. To remind the Akim, the William, to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, in Israel, we're gonna go on courtesy salute. In Israel, Majum, which means to stand. In Israel, Maj Shabbat, Maj Barak, Yahbashim Yasharakakab, Yazmatah. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters that's in the chat. Men of Israel, Maj Shabbat, Amaj Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Thambashim Yavshah. Yazmatah, class dismissed.
nigga, and you can't do 10, my nigga. Matter of fact, you can't do 1, my nigga. I see if you could stop eating pork. I see that pork juice running down your fork. Talk about you blessed in the streets of New York. I see that tight cushion 3-piece suit that you bought. When you gonna rock that? When you go to court? Maybe Sunday, better get Easter. I blast at you masters. Knowledge reigns supreme over all you teachers. Pedophile supporters, cool rigor mortis. The niggas out of order. When Christ returns, you hear the screams in the chorus. Now breathe.
Revelations 6 and 17. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Discussing society that we live in, man. And we gotta separate from the society. We gotta separate. How long does the white man have to murder and kill for you to realize he's a goddamn devil? How long does he have to murder and rape and arrest and shoot unlawfully for you to realize this white man is a goddamn beast?
All he does is rape, murder, steal, and plunder. You understand that? As a result, they destroyed our people. And as a result, our people are running around with the goddamn Wu-Tang Clan because there's a Jewish imposter on the planet. When you take away a man's identity, you can replace it with anything. That's why we're in every religion.
And what I'm telling you, what I have to teach you, every race does it automatically. You don't have to teach Asians to join themselves. You don't have to teach East Indians to join themselves. You don't have to teach Arabs. When them Africans come over here from Africa, you don't have to teach them that. You don't have to teach the Vietnamese. You have to teach us. You have to teach us.